we're looking at one of the weirdest rope tricks that I've ever seen. I'm talking about Tenyo's Four Nightmares DX. Four Nightmares DX. I assume if you're watching this, you've seen that, but if not, or maybe just as a refresher, let's take a look at how I handle this thing. Four Nightmares. Well, hey y'all, check it out. I got a new rope trick to show you, but dig it, the instructions showed up and they're in Japanese, so I'm not even sure if I can make this work. I mean, I do understand some of the basic concepts with a short piece of rope and a long piece of rope. Using basic mathematics, if you even up the ends at the top and the bottom, you can make it look like the two pieces of rope appear to be the same size, so that makes sense. Then step 13, I've done this one before. This is where you tie the ends into a knot. Then you add a little bit of laser breath, and you can make it look like the rope goes back to one piece. So that's familiar. It's step number 27. Yeah, step 27 that's causing me the difficulty here. You tie one more knot, which is easy, but then you pull your hand through the rope and take the knot off the... I mean, come on, that doesn't make any sense. So that's Four Nightmares, and boy, what a nightmare it was to learn that. So yeah, this presentation kind of wrote itself as I had a challenging time working out the instructional, the paperwork, or the DVD were both not very clear. Maybe that's why you're watching me now. It's why I'm doing this now. So hopefully between me and the other two sources of information, you'll be able to learn this Four Nightmare routine. So it boils down to three things. One is magnet manipulation or magnet orientation. Note that in the instructions they do recommend pencil dots as markings as you're learning this trick. I would advocate that. I don't think it's as important once you learn the sequence, but certainly early on, make those pencil dots on the required ends of the magnets. The mechanical, the physical part of doing this, the technical part, is two moves really. One is the disengage. You're going to pinch the rope between your pinky and your first finger and thumb, and learn to disengage this. And maybe we'll get a back view of this, and let me show you an up close. So pinch the rope right above the magnet. This is between your thumb and first finger. Your pinky pinches the lower rope below the magnet against the base of your hand. This allows your thumb and first finger to lift up and disengage the magnet. And note, you will want to learn this technique with both hands. That's the disengage. So along with the magnet disengagement, you're also going to learn how to tie a knot and switch the ends as you tie the knot, so the magnet will disengage to itself or other ends of the rope, and we'll just get to that as we come to it. Let's get started with the opening phase of the trick, which is stretching the rope. So again, you want your magnets oriented correctly. Here's how I think of this in my brain. The magnet end that's going to attach to the short rope here is towards me. So as I lay the short piece of rope to the table, the magnet that's going to be in play is towards me. And then here I have the longer piece of rope attached to the medium piece of rope, and it's that medium piece or the shorter end that lies towards me. I'm thinking you could have these hanging over a chair, they could be in your bag of tricks, or maybe they're just sitting on the table as I started. With these in position, we're ready to begin. So start by displaying the short rope. I give it a little tug to show it's solid. Pick up the long and the medium right at the magnet junction, pinching it on the longer end. That's so the magnet will not disengage as you're showing that it is a strong piece of rope. Show that and then allow the long piece to fall over your fingers. We're in preparation for the first disengage. So we're going to disengage that magnet as the left hand picks up the short rope and brings it to the right hand, allowing it to attach to the medium magnet. The left hand then moves forward, aligning its end with the opposite end of the long rope. And then this is important. You have to make a displacement here. Here's why. Look at the bottom of this rope. These are two magnets. They will start touching each other. I don't have space here, but they will grasp each other. Plus, you need this end of the magnet at the top for the next phase. So immediately after you do this, and watch the video to see how I handle this, I bring all the ends up and then I switch the ends, pinching the original long end where the other end was and allowing everything to fall. So to make a long story short, I have the short and medium ropes held in the left hand and the longer piece in the right hand, and that's effect number one, stretching the ropes. Alright, so that's phase one. Phase two, we're going to apparently tie a knot and then remove the knot from the rope. That's this part. What's actually going to happen is we're going to tie that short piece of rope around the long piece of rope, and in the process switch the ends. So we're at here, right? So the right hand holds the long end, the left hand holds the gimmick at the juncture pinch, just in the disengage grip, finger and thumb at the top, pinky at the bottom. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll show you how to do this from the back. I think you're going to get a better view for this knot. Let's check it out from the back side. All right, here's the exposed view of that knot. The left hand holds the rope in disengage position, so you're ready to disengage the magnets. The right hand holds the longer piece of the rope, and it begins by moving its forward end under what is the short piece of rope, and that's after you've disengaged. So disengage as this hand comes over with the short end going underneath, and then as that end goes over the top, we're going to switch this end for this one, and as that happens, that magnet will engage the medium piece, so you're effectively just tying the short piece of rope around the long one. And once you've got the knot tied, you just pinch it, gently pull it right off the end of the rope. Make sure to maintain the grip right above the magnet so you don't get this kind of action happening prematurely. And that's the knot removal. After this point, I do hold the long end up by the top and let this rope freely swing just for a moment to give my audience, there's a good tip, try not to bang the magnet ends against a hard surface. Not a big deal, but it could make or break your performance. Also, keep this away from other metal objects. Suddenly you might have your magnet adhering to things off screen or something like that. All right, I digress. Where are we? We're gonna wrap this thing up by removing the loop from the rope, and to do that, we start with the medium piece of the rope held closest to me in disengaged grip. Again, the pinky and the forefinger and thumb are ready to do this action. And as we do this, we're going to tie another false knot, bringing this into view. This is probably a good time for another behind the shoulder view. So let's take a look at how you get into this situation. So begin with the rope in disengage position in the left hand. The right hand begins to tie an overhand knot, moving in front of its rope and through the loop. As it moves through the loop, allow that magnet to hit the disengaged piece and then bring the end of the longer rope into view. That rope is then pushed through the loop once more, forming what appears to be a knot, but this is indeed your fake loop knot. So that's the false loop knot, again, just coming through that loop, letting the magnet adhere as you push just through again. Now in the instructions, they would just pull this off. I went for this action to cover the juncture a little better. I push my arm through the loop and then pull this regular piece, not regular, but pull the longer piece away from it to say, what is that? And this is just to give me some more cover and some more time to find the juncture, the magnet, as I move it off my hands to display this cleanly. The idea is I don't want this gap in view if I don't have to. I mean, these magnets aren't invisible. They are deceptive, but I try to keep them either gently concealed or moving when the magnet is in view. Well, now you know how I handle the 4 nightmares. Just a little attention to detail with the magnets, the disengage, and the knot tying. It's not hard to do, just a little mental energy working out the situation. I hope this tutorial has been a little more helpful than the original was for me. And as I sign off here, I'm just going to say thank you for giving me your attention, your time, your energy. Greatly appreciated. And hey, I'll see you around.